Okay, I'll fucking start. Holy. Alright, is the don't worry, don't worry. I'm starting. I know. I let the stream start hang out for long enough. I was um I was a bit late today, stuff I did that made me late. You don't even get to know what the stuff was. Is the music volume okay? Is the audio good for everybody? I hope it is. Should be. The media player has broken on Twitch website for me 3 times and played it for 30 seconds again. You're just generating me free money. It's actually a banger. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to say it in chat so you can hear me. All right. We're going to get started very soon. How is everybody? I have no clue how many people are on actually because my OBS thing is kind of broken. But I'm not here for the fucking people. I'm here to code. I'm here to finish this game. I'm not gonna finish it tonight, but we need to get a fucking move on. I say this, but we're probably going to be doing a whole bunch of like adjacent crap tonight. Okay. I'm getting I'm being held hostage here. All right. Hello. Good to see everyone. Oh, no, there you go. Okay, good to see everyone. We're back on the plot for like the 10th volume? 9th? 10th? Not sure. TheFoxPlush is in a fox. Cooked. I do have like a fox-ish accessory, I guess. This thing, but you know, it only comes in the big moments of the stream. Should draw TheFoxPlush, not gonna lie. If you do, please show that. Please show that to me. I'm curious, I guess you could say. Okay, so last thing that we coded on this stream. How old are you for real? I'm should I say this? Is this good information to put out on the internet? Not too sure. Anyway. Um so the state of the game last time, we did like these little things. You know what? The more you need to know, the more I'm not gonna say it. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so what the fuck? Camel husk spawning. It's like one of the rarest. Well, it's not one of the rarest thing. Everything's rare, but it's like I don't think I've ever actually seen one, because I've never used it. So looks cool. I expected one of the boring ones, Loki. Yeah, they do tend to be kind of boring, right? Ooh, I guess we can maybe test this one. So last time, what did we do? We did a whole bunch of bullshit that I'll showcase later. We started actually. It's very far from finished. We're gonna continue it, I think, if you guys are down for it. But we started doing the spectator interaction stuff that we've labeled heckles, because I think it's a cool name. Yeah, the new sprites are really fucking great. I made a whole like library for these that I'll maybe publish sometime. I'm not very satisfied with it. You know, the stuff like the cartography table here is one of the examples where it's like not the right texture. So I do want to like patch it, but you know, I made a function as item sprite. We made the same function. Anyway, one of the other things that we coded is making certain useless items useful. So, for example, you can eat the smithing templates, and they give you certain power depending on the template. So the host always gives you strength. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that. Mostly, what I want to do is I want to make the dud items useful. So last time, the only ones we discussed were the pottery shards, which emulate lucky block effects, and smithing templates which have these little upgrades. And So true, so true. Is that like your to-do list? For these, it is. I have a like a to-do list for myself for like what I want to do on stream. Also, but it's not. It's a bit of a mess, so I'm not going to showcase it too much. Anyway, there's another set of items that's like completely useless, right? Which are the music discs, and so it's the music disc and the banner patterns, and I was kind of like thinking about this is obviously very niche. It's not a high priority to make the game work, but I did want to make them useful because I think it would be interesting to have these be like hype items that you could get. Yeah, I heavily recommend doing to-do lists. To be fair, I think it's one of these things where you think it's like kind of intimidating, um, because you think of like the how do you say you think of like the huge end to-do list, and you're like, I don't want to type all this, and um, you end up like not doing it. But I guarantee you, is that Tech It? Of course, it's Tech It. Of course, it's Tech It. It's peak. I love Tech It. Yeah, this is mostly the music is mostly going to be my playlist in a bit of a messy format. Who cares? I'm just putting like songs I like, and who cares? But anyway, yeah. I think I think the to-do list sounds like impressive, but once you get to doing it, you'll see it speeds up your coding a whole lot. For Vault Versus, what I do is I do like patch-based tier list, which helps me a lot when doing the patch list at the end. Nice. Why am I ignored? Why am I ignored? When I'm not playing spot time on stream. I already waste enough of my time on this game when I'm not on stream. I managed to quit for a while, but I'm back in the addiction. It has gotten like a bit like a tiny bit of players recently, a bit more than usual. This won't work for every one of you, but for this one it works. um no. Okay, wait, actually maybe gaming streams could be a thing. But I wouldn't forgive myself uh starting gaming streams if we have like an unfinished plot in the background. That would be a bit, I don't know. It would feel a bit uncomfortable, right? Do you use OBS? Yes, this is all on OBS. I made these myself. Fuck, hold on. There we go. I made all of these myself. I had quite some. I had fun doing it. And for some reason, my music player is broken, because it doesn't show anything else than the title and artist. It's supposed to have like some colors and shit, but Anyway, back to what I was saying. So we have other devs, which mean. Oh yeah, okay. I should just hire someone to do stuff in the background while I go just play spot time. That's actually a banger idea. Very good looking. Not a bad shot. You know what? You know what? That's a great compliment. Thank you, King. Yeah, back to what I was saying about the discs here. Um, I had the idea of like making the disc kind of work like the template, except that this would all be abilities, right? So stuff that you can like trigger, and the templates would all be like passive stuff. So I've decided that for templates we should probably remove the you know double jump, these kinds of things. The stealth mode for this one was like really appropriate for the silence arbitrum, but I do want to move it to here. The 5. I forgot it was called. Such a dumbass name. Anyway, yeah. See, that's the thing. I want to make discs custom as well. Sure, it's already custom. They do lucky block effects. And I want to figure something out for the banner patterns because I feel like it's the last ensemble of items that's a bit cooked, right? You could make an argument for dyes, but I don't know how I feel about like making dyes custom. You see what I mean? Um, Enchanted books don't count because it's the same ID, right, on every single one of these. It's not for these ones, which means that there's only one enchanted book in the pool, right? Ooh, redesigning my skin at the moment. Have fun. Does this use a resource pack? Not for the moment. The plan is to like stay without a resource pack as long as possible. Maybe one day I'll like concede and use a resource pack for like how do you say, for like the cosmetics and stuff. You could do drag and drop for the enchants. That's already planned. I already want to do that. I already have like some sort of a system. It's over there, I think. There we go. I'll explain all of this in a tiny bit. But yeah, I already like labeled every enchantment to make it work. What is that? Okay, we'll get into my coding system a little bit later. It's not code utils. Right. So banner patterns, I thought maybe they could be like modifiers that you could like toggle. Not too sure. But anyway, that's mostly it for the custom items. I don't think I want to make like any more custom items. I did find this chest that we never finished the other day of like stuff that could be custom, but like these are just like smithing templates, right? Anyway, it is Minomod. I'm going to like explain real quick before we actually get into coding about how this works. Essentially, this accomplishes two things. First, helps me code better. That's the main thing. And then it also helps you read up the code. It helps you read up the code. But it helps you read up the code of what's been accomplished so far. If you want to like follow along, see what's been typed. Basically, I have a key that allows me to cache the items. It takes this function, when you shift plus right click, and it extracts it to like display text on the screen. You can't type here; it's only for like visuals, but it represents basically what the code does in a text-based manner, and it's completely in game. So I think it's I think it's I laugh and I just do the thing you accuse me of you're trying to get me not to do. But anyway, yeah, this is oh, fuck. This is how Minimod works, and it's really nice. I think it's helped me tremendously in terms of coding. That's one of the two things that I need to showcase before we get started. The other thing I want to showcase is this. Yeah, okay. I'll actually just like showcase it here. The bare bones class system. The bare bones class system is something that's available on Code Vault actually now. And essentially, the way it works is you have two functions. No, I'm never getting code client. Actually, maybe I will. I don't know. Flop, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Flop, by the way, never actually got around to tell you this, I think. I completely missed your stream the other day. I saw some, I saw the VOD of it. Not entirely, but I watched some. I watched some bits. Good stuff. Good stuff. I hope I'll be there for the next one. Anyway, the class system. Flop, you're gonna blow your brains out. I'm explaining the class system again. The way the class system works is it's essentially a glorified dictionary thing. I'm not gonna like go into detail about what every line here does. All that you need to know, right, is that you can declare certain variables. Explain it like you're talking to 5-year-olds. The class name, the name of class sounds very, intimidating. It's really not complicated in the slightest. I'll show you exactly how it works. I just need to figure out what's a good. Yeah. Okay. So let's go in my modifier. My modifier thing. This is the function that defines how modifiers work, right? You see that I call this function class.init at the start. This defines a class. This defines a class, right? The first argument is always the name of the class, so modifier here. And then you have the arguments. So every argument, for example, for modifiers, there's item, name, formatted name, and incompatibilities, right? And then in this function, I do class.object.init and I feed it the values to the argument plus the ID. So essentially, yeah, they are the parameters. Yes, exactly. So let me actually show this again. So just to showcase, right? You all saw that. I can show it again in a bit. This is how I define my stuff, and essentially, this allows me to structure the data to look like this. So if I do modifier.2x item to know the values of 2x item, right? We put the timer. Fuck, whatever. It's fine. These are the values associated with the 2x item instance of the modifier class, you know? And they are displayed like this. Basically, the way this works is that you can just access it like modifier.%var modifier. If you have a modifier variable defined beforehand, dot name if you need its name, right? And that's so much more practical than doing dictionary bullshit where you need to like get the value, set the value. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. I am French. I am French indeed. I've started using class system myself. Got to go to dog. You are already goaded, but you weren't using anything like a class system like before. That's the most impressive part, in my opinion. You probably were using like some sort of like class-ish logic, some sort of object-oriented logic. I say this like out of concern for your sanity, of course. But yeah, I think this is the way forward if you want to make like games that you yourself understand when you visit them again like a year later, right? Like, in my opinion, right? I keep typing the wrong function name. In my opinion, stuff like this is really good because you can add stuff, you can delete stuff very easily. You can understand how you define stuff very very easily. Oh man, makes sure that works without a class system. Maybe this is why it's a finished game. But you know, does it turn on? Nice ceiling. This. Yeah, it does turn on, but I keep it off because it kind of ruins the lighting. Let me actually hold on. Yeah, it's kind of bad. I actually have like a light right here. That's better. I kind of look like a fucking. I should turn this on when I have got like a good idea. You can actually competent idea. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Or is working a 9 to 5 right now. What the fuck? When we get in the LED light strip around the ceiling, bro. At some point, I'm gonna get a fucking some point, I'm gonna get a fucking what's it called? Like a fucking streamer set up, like a whole background. I already have this. This is way too much. This is way too much. It's a step too far. But yeah, we'll see where the stream goes. Right now, I'm just in my fucking bedroom, man. Like it's to the wall. There's no like background. But it's all this stream needs. I'm not going to like actually put in any effort on the stream bullshit until I actually finish a fucking game. Because those of you that don't know, you can check out the bot channel. I think it's displayed to you if you try to join the game. There was a game before that that which was a remake of Northern Reaches that I never actually finished because coding survivals is really not my cup of tea. Turns out, I did. I do think it would have turned out quite well if I continued it, but I just didn't want to. Also, I got hit by a car. It's a whole thing. Yeah. You can probably learn more about it on the Discord. You'll see. You'll see. Anyway, let's actually get started on coding. You know, instead of like just yapping all night. It's been like 20 minutes already. Holy. It just did a double thing. No, it's don't worry, don't worry. It's real. What's the whitelist for real? No, come on. God, this sport seems like a one-sided exchange. Yes, I won. Look, that's all that's left. I won against the car. I didn't get hit by a car actually. I simplified it. I got hit by a truck. I got hit by like a semi truck. But I lived. I lived just to make Dumb and Fire games. You know how it is. Okay, let's focus up. Maybe I'll add you, Lendo King, maybe later when I need like somebody to test. Anyway, for now, let's actually focus. So focus, but focus on what is the important question. Because do we do the bullshit here? The the item stuff that's like low-key fun to code, or do we focus on something else? Maybe we do the lobby stuff. Could be interesting. Which could also just be some bullshit because it would maybe just be like achievements and stuff. Or do we do the heckles, which are the so yeah, just let me clarify actually, once and for all, what the heckles mean, because for now it's like vocabulary that I've limited to the game, right? But I do think it's a good name for it. The heckles are the death effects that you can do once you're a spectator. So, the way I want to code heckles, that's low gravity. It's gonna slow. Anyway, I didn't code in any click system for now. Forgot to do it. Maybe we'll do it on stream. Actually, it could be interesting. But the way the heckles work is that I wanted to make them work like bundles. So it looks a bit goofy for now, for like the general heckles, which is stuff that like doesn't target a specific player. But for specific death effects that target a player, what I want to do is I want to like get like the player heads of all the players inside there, right? And have that be a selection thing where you can like select the player you want to apply, and then you click, and it allows you to target the player. I think that would be so. That's what we agreed on last time, and I think it's a good idea. So we'll stick with that probably. Anyway, lots of other heckles that we could add. I think this might be a good focus point for the starter stream to try and get this working, right? There is this is the part where I give in. All right, Lando King, you're at it. But Lando King, maybe what we do actually is maybe I get into a Discord call with you, just so you can like hear me in advance, so I can like directly communicate to you. Basically, just like stay in build or in play. Let me actually just give you build so you can like hop in and out. But yeah, maybe we do this. You do have Discord, right? Yeah, let me actually do that. Yes, you. Maybe you don't actually. I can't find you. Are you not under Discord? You do. I just like well, I don't know how you would DM me your thing. The Polygonist. Okay, I guess that works. So we're not gonna hear you on stream, but this is literally just to you know um, to be able to like communicate to you. You know. Okay. Sent you a friend request. So probably mute the stream. I don't know. Okay. While this is going on, let's actually take a look about. Oh, I think I completely forgot to import it. Hold on, because I did do something since last stream. For those of you that were there, it must be yes, this one. So I think I put this in media and in Code Vault. If I didn't, you can bully me. I'll do it. But this is the thing that I coded last time. Oh yeah, I started doing like achievement stuff here. Never finished it, but I do want to make achievements a special system. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see how it works. The way this works is it allows me to get a list of items, right? Possible. Like I do think this is a parallel discussion, but I do think the code vault system is like it should be official. It should not be some plop. You know what I mean? It feels weird that it's some plop. But you got all shapes? What? Oh, these. Yeah, this was like some previous stream, don't worry. The function, the bundle function, what it does is you get a list of items, you feed it, and it modifies the max stack size such that the progress bar of the bundle corresponds to a percentage that you fed it. So lots of mathematical bullshit. For a simple purpose, for a simple purpose. The simple purpose is that I want to make it so that I'll showcase it on the bundle thing in a bit. But I want to make it so the progress bar of the bundle corresponds to, how many death points, heckle points, maybe we'll call them. How many of those you need before you can execute the thing. So if you look at this, right, right now it's like the tiny bit of blue. Yeah, I had some fun using this one. Anyway, this is this bar right there. I can't like point to it, but you see what I mean, right? The blue bar here. I want this to like correspond to I want this to correspond to the progress you need to get the death points. Yeah, so I want to do that. I want to use it for something else also, but you'll see. But basically, this is what this utility function was made for. Is the border text displays? Yes, it is. We I don't think, did we code this on stream? I think we did. I'm not sure. Anyway, had a different original idea, but that's a VOD. You can watch it. I'm gonna skip this. It's a good song, but not right now. All right. So would it be like continuous, or does it update whenever you hover over it or something? So that's a good question. I would like to make it continuous. Hello, Vel. How are you? I would like to make it continuous. The problem is that I've noticed that when you let me actually just showcase it. I've noticed that when you update the bundle item here, it takes you out of this. It takes you out of the selection, right? And I do think that's kind of annoying because there's no way of like detecting when a player is scrolling through a bundle. At least not that I know of. And that's not good. Which means that we can't like update it live, right? Some ball knowledge. Yeah, Mother is so peak. I owe it to a friend of mine. It's actually the same friend to that cooked this up. So big shout outs to her. What do you mean very bad? I won't accept this slander. Anyway, yeah. How can I say this? I'm trying to think a little bit. I can't update it live, and that's kind of a problem. Ok. I see. Pilier de la fortune. Needs more Baron activity. Can I actually find Baron activity in your like in my YouTube music wrapper? Holy shit! Ha ha ha! Check this out. I'm gonna look like a schizo on the VOD because it auto mutes the it auto mutes the music. So I'm gonna look like a huge schizo, but I don't care, it's worth it. It's peak. Anyway, let's get back to the spectator system. So I think I did call them heckles. Yes, that's good. So, heckle global item. How does that work? What the fuck? Oh yeah, I remember that. That is hardwood. Dude, okay. Okay. 5 minutes of being on the plot, and you're already kicked off. You already lost your perms. You cooked. You cooked. Get out of here. Yes, I'm adding you instead. You've earned your spot. How hard is it to conserve a spot? Oh my god. Second chance. You'll get a second chance when GN inevitably screws up. Just him watching on the sidelines? What? What sidelines? Oh yeah, the skid, yeah. Yeah, so this is how I define my heckles, right? I'm gonna lower the music actually, because I think it's getting a bit loud. Okay. No more Baron activity. We're going back to the basics. Right. So the way I define my heckles, right? Name, color, target, point rec, and item. I don't have any definition of def points yet. So I think this might be the way to go before we code any progress bar bullshit. So what do we call them? That's the big question, right? Heckle points? What are we going to call these? Hello, Coda. Hello, Tommy. Coda Tommy? Coda Tommy. Spec points are fine, yes. But I do want to tie the point system to the heckle system. Skill issue points. I'm gonna call them salt points. Salt points is actually kind of fun. But it's kind of like disrespectful of the player, so I don't know if it really works. Pain points. You're only suggesting that to abbreviate them to PP. Wait, who do you take me for? Yeah, salt points could work. Revenge points. See, revenge point revenge points is like the good idea, but soul points is revenge points with a bit of edge. I don't know. It's calls for a poll. Kind of cooking. He is kind of cooking. I do need to pull out my stream interface. You guys played Mario and the Rainbow Stars, the SMBX thing? I downloaded that earlier today, and I don't know if I'm vibing too hard to it. If there's any SMBX fans among you, like I tried to get it to like get myself back into the Mario nostalgia, but at the same time, like dialogue is kind of cheesy. I don't know. I guess this would be a good like question to ask if like Raccoon Mario Fogo was still a thing. Okay, what name do we give the currency for heckles? So, what were the propositions? Salt points, revenge points, right? What else? What else? What else? Skill issue points. I don't know if I want that. Slot points, yes. By the way, I'm putting this poll here. I reserve like the right to change it as soon as I feel uncomfortable with it. Just saying, just saying. Am I just blind? Yeah, spectator points. Fox points. Yeah, I'm not that narcissistic. I'm not putting Fox points in. Why do you have to do that motion? Oh, this. It's not the fucking 6-7 motion, dude. It's like it's a simple like it's not. You guys are just too brain rotted. That's the thing. Any other options that we need to add? Grudge points. Grudge points is good. Can we add more like options? Probably not actually. Grudge points or karma. Whatever. Okay, that's gonna be fine. Watchable stream. All right, we're making it run for like 3 minutes while I do the basics of it. I didn't even add like heckle points, but you know. All right. Also, I made it like nepotism dependent. If you have channel points, you can use that to rig the vote. I don't make the rules. I do, but I make them wrong. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh fuck. I can't wait to like see like 51 on one of them. I think I might have some preference for like salt points. Frog bog voting. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh fuck. Well, some points might have an advantage. Oh my god. Holy peak song. It's me, I'm all in on slop. Are you? Interesting. Oh, were you the one that voted for salt points? What is Jian doing? Jian, you're this is careful. This kind of improvisation is how. Okay. Okay, go for it. Um, yeah, it's kind of looking like Soul Points might take the dub. Unless there's like some last minute voting. Oh! Oh! It's turning around. Oh! Oh my god, it's a race. It's a race. Salt points are slot points. It's gonna be SP either way. Let's take a look. Oh my god. Dude, they're fucking close. I should put this stream up on... I should put this up on the screen, but I like... Slot points. And Slop wins it. 4,100. Holy shit. Slop points it is. What? Oh, wait, I just realized. Why the fuck slop points? Oh my god. We'll stay with slop points. We'll stay with slop points for now. My idea, by the way. True. You copped it. Good stuff. Okay. So now I want to think about how I want to define this, right? It's a German conflict. Let's see. Const.heckle.point name, right? We've decided to call them slot points. I'll just base it all on this. So like if we want to change this later, it takes one code block. Really fine. Now we do want like an icon for it. We could have an emote. But I think it's funnier to like use a sprite. Of course. Now, which emote could we use that's like a good indication for slot points? Not emote, but which like character could we use? If any of you like you know, MC Meta explorers, this is the original design I had for these. Maybe we could actually just like keep it that, you know, slot points with the sugar sprite. Yeah. True. Face item, my contrast. Oh my god. Yeah, I kind of like this design. Oh, okay. I don't know if we're gonna use it. This doesn't have much to do with like the concept of it. But I think this is cool looking. So political. Chicks? What are you talking about? Anyway, I think these look cool. If you guys like them, then good. Otherwise, then I don't know what to say. By the way, stop gay bubble. By the way, I wish we could use these, but they're too dark. We can't do it. What's GN doing on the plot, Kirkenly? We're testing. Well, he's gonna help me test when I need him to, but for now, he's not really testing. You know, it is what it is. Anyway, we'll settle for this one for now. Let's just settle for this one. It's completely fine. I always type in the wrong one. Whatever. We actually don't even need to like. Fuck. I want to soft code this in a way, but I also don't want to. Whatever. You know what? Fuck it. Just do it. You know, it's kind of like I just realized something. We like made a name for these. It's not like we're gonna like we're not actually gonna have the name show up that much, do we? Because it's just better design to have the name be like the characters, like just have the icon, right? I think the skull is a definite winner for this. Hmm. We'll keep it as slot points if we have to like refer to them. But for now, we're actually it's a bit of a bait. Yeah, we're such a bait. My poor slot points. Such a bait poor, but it is still slot points. In our hearts, it's slot points. It's just I don't know where I'm going to use it. Can I pay you what's up for my face to be the slot point icon? Wait, okay, hold on. No. I just decided against it. Okay. Those who know type of currency name. True, true. Anyway. Default game dot slot points. There. You happy? This is gonna be the variable. So, we do have a player loop, do we? Not sure if we do. Loops are the only documented thing in terms of functions, by the way. It's the only one. It's the only thing I did properly. I don't think we have a like a per player loop. So I think what we're going to do. Yeah, I think it's good to like detail your stuff. It's just so we're clear. I didn't detail like anything else, right? Yeah, this because I published it on Code Vault. But I do think I want to like make it work at some point, right? 3 pages of like this. Um, let's see. We don't actually have like a list of spectators, I think. So I don't know if a global loop is the way. I think the way is doing a spectator loop. All right. So we'll call it loop.perm.spectator, and I'll show you how I document these. Keep this. I don't know why I keep this in my head. I hope I didn't take it out of the chest. No, I didn't, so I can just clear it. It's fine. Don't worry, I keep it in mind. Sanity for game.slot points. So. Tim, what is your brain mogging? Looks nice and low cortisol routine. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna move past that. We already struggled to move past the 6-7 joke. Dude, that's actually peak. So, fuck. I'm trying to think too hard. It doesn't work. How do I want to design this spectator loop? I think I want it to only run when the game is running. Okay, so I have 3 types of loops, distinguished by. Yeah, okay. I still need to make this one. I have 3 types of loops distinguished by like their prefix. The perm loops run all of the time. The cond loops are conditional and they run only during a certain condition, and the spec loops, the specialized loops run for like specific instances. So like multiple instances of them run at the same time. So I think we want a cond loop here, right? Loop.cond.spectators. We'll do the documentation in a tiny bit. Also, what is this music? This isn't my playlist. I think we moved past it. Something with the channel points. You missed the thing with the channel points. I'm sorry, you missed it. You missed the rigged poll. Look, Sweet Little Gene is good, but I need to like find something I could just put on without thinking. This maybe. I should make a new poll. True. Anyway, let's make it a tick, right? And let's actually, let's make it like a second loop, right? Yeah, we'll make it like a second loop, right? Because we wanted to increase the spectators. So, honestly speaking, right? In an ideal world, you wouldn't like do this. You wouldn't reselect at every iteration. It's a second loop to like increment one variable. It's completely fine, right? It's also not player name. It's player by condition, which is if percent selected status, I think it is spectator. So we'll actually go take a look at this. Yes, that's correct. So should work. And here what we'll do is we'll do percent selected game.slop point. Some points. We increment it. And I guess in the same loop we can like show the action bar, right? Are you decent? Are you decent at block bench animating? I'm just decent. I can't really do much. I did do some block bench animations. All of these is stuff that I animated myself. But that's like about it. That's the extent of what I can do. I can't do like any humanoid animations if that's what you're asking. Trailer animation for your PF. Like yeah, but not animation. I'm just gonna do gameplay. I've got the replay mod. Not the replay mod, the flashback mod. Oh yeah, for the pack stuff. Right, so this goes up. What I want to do. I do want to like functionalize it, the updating of the action bar. So I think I'm going to use a process here. We'll like optimize the code if it turns out to be like dog shit. It probably is, but it should be fine at such like a small scale. You know what I mean? So player dot action bar for each no copy. And you'll call this every time you want to refresh a player's action bar. So we'll just check for percent default status being spectator. If it is, here's how we'll do our action bar. Send default action bar. I think is how you want to do it. You're going to pass this according to this. Now, try cosplay. This is the time we take this out. Now, here's an interesting thing with that. First of all, we're gonna turn this into a string. We do need to like make this into the subscript thing. And how do you do this? This is the time where I take like a 5-minute break from the stream to like learn regex because I can't be asked. Anyway. Oh, come on. Cagey Elephant is peak. You don't know what regex is? I'll show you in a bit. So I'll call this number. Whatever, it's fine. This is good for now, of course. And it'll just get displayed here. So number regex is this regular expressions. It's stuff that allows you to do a whole bunch of bullshit. So let me actually look it up right now, right? Hold on. Replace specific characters by specific characters. Regex. Oh boy. No, yeah, no, this is... You know what? There's no, like, good way to do this. Okay, there probably is. Mirrors by Justin Timber? What the fuck? What up? Hello. Welcome to the stream, I think. Timber Justin Lee. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like a repeat. I like the groove. Thank you, thank you. Do you are you coming from Diamond Fire, the server, or are you just hopping on from Twitch? Okay, so we'll just set this to set default game.log points. That's what we call them here, right? Yes, log points. We'll actually turn this into a string because we'll need to do like string stuff on it, even though it's called number. It's a bit counterintuitive, I'm sorry. I am from Twitch. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So what we'll do for the translation is we'll just go in generic.init, which is my function I use for like... I just realized something. You're coming from Twitch. Let me actually kind of explain what I'm doing here. So this is Diamond Fire, which you can join using this IP, right? Well, it's on the right. It's over there. You can join from there. It's a plot server. So like kind of plotnet. I don't know what they're called in English. But basically, it's a plot server, except you can code on your plots. You can use code that kind of looks like Scratch. Thank you for following. You can use code that kind of looks like Scratch in terms of like blocks. And this code applies to anybody that joins your plot. And you can just make like entire games out of it. And that's what we're doing. We're doing Pillars of Fortune. So, you know, a lot of coding already done. You can check out the VOD channel if you're really, really interested in seeing like how we got to this point. But I recommend just like going on the server and like, you know, playing around with the code blocks, etc. You'll have a great time if you do that. Okay, let's get back to it. So the action bar stuff. Yes. So over there, we convert it to a string, and what we'll do, I just found my train of thought again. We go in generic.init here, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to define a dictionary that allows us to translate the numbers, right? So this is going to be a bit of a trick if you guys don't know how to do that. It's pretty neat. You do 2 lists called 1 and 2, right? Const dot we'll call it const dot number to superscripts. You can code, yes. Let me actually showcase. We're getting distracted, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let me actually showcase like how the coding system works. Sorry, I'm kind of clearing this by hand. Essentially, you have like player events here, and you can like choose stuff that the player does to like trigger a line of code. So let's say I do left click here, right? And what I do is I do a player action. So I do something on the player, and let's say I do give item, right? And let's say I give the player a diamond, right? No, don't worry, don't worry. It's good. I like introducing players to players to these things. So if I do this, right? Sorry for this, by the way. This is just some other stuff that I set up. Every time I'm going to right to left click, sorry, gives you a diamond. So yeah, this is like the base of the code system here, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You have like other code items. You can do variable stuff here. You know, it's a pretty neat system. Yeah, you better call them. Pretty strong stealthy insert out there. Yeah. I've been kind of vibing to this one. I understand why it's in my place. But yeah, this is how the coding system works. So you know, this was like one line made out of 2 blocks, and this is where we are now. So you know, we got a bit of code, but don't be intimidated by that size. I've been on this on this server for like a bit of a long time, so you know it's fine. And the game I've worked the most on, I guess, so far is probably this one, which is Vault Versus. It's a remake of Bed Wars. And you should definitely join using vault.diamondfire.games. Don't listen to any of these other ones. Anyway, yeah, this is my big game, I guess. And if you want to see how big the code of this is, this is all of it. Okay, come on. Come on. What's the IP again? Yeah, come on, it's just this. This is the IP. Join using this. Basically, we're all trying to get you to like join using our IP, because if you join using someone's IP, you get like tickets, which allow you to buy like interesting stuff, like products for your plot and whatnot. So you know, this is the thing. But if we're being serious, you might, if you've been like following Minecraft stuff, you might have like heard of Flops' game here, Mace Roulette, which is you have a mace that spins at the center, it gets given to a random person, and the person has to like hit the other one here. So it's pretty well known game. You might have seen it on your socials, I guess. So this was entirely made in Diamondfire. Come check out the code, of course, for this one, because it belongs to Flopsy, but you know. So yeah, this is Diamondfire. If you're interested, feel free to join. And if you have any questions, of course. Stream's also meant to be like a bit educational, I guess. So if you have any questions, feel free. Okay. I can't just like not visit Mace Roulette. It's like the most popular game on Diamondfire. Okay. Got more games on TikTok than TheFoxPlush. You don't need to get some socials in order for Vault Versus, but at the same time, it's like kind of a Bed Wars clone. So I say this, and I'm making a Pillars of Fortune clone. So I don't know. We'll see. Right, let's get back to the action bar stuff. Let's get back to the action bar stuff. So let's actually get back to the generic stuff. So let's get back to this system, finally. The way you want to do a number translation thing, right? You want to get like every number. Should work. I don't know why you put brackets there. Don't worry about the brackets. And the reason I do it like this is so I don't have like multiple items to deal with. And I split this by an empty string to like split it into a list of strings. Then there you go. That's the one. So you want to get like every single one of these by copying and inserting into your bar, right? And if you do create dict with these two lists, if we check in the game const.number to superscript, you'll see that it links every single number to its superscript equivalent, right? Which means that we can now go in action bar, use the for each entry thing here, call this number, actually not number, but digit, we'll call it. Superscript and the name of the variable, so const.number to superscripts. Basically, this is going to iterate on every single one of these. So what we can do is we can just replace number, every digit in number, by its superscript equivalent. And if we do this, normally we should have like a fully superscript number. And hopefully that works. So it should be very simple. If I mess something up here, you know, it's a bit of an issue at play. But yeah, this should completely work if I'm not wrong. And ideally this should like increment my slot points. So we'll just launch a game. Jesus Christ, 5 modifiers. We'll launch a game, we'll commit suicide. Since I'm in debug mode, the game continues even though there's no players on. And nothing happens because I didn't even launch the loop. What the fuck? What did I expect? You do need to like start the loop if you wanted to like do anything, right? So loop.con.spectators. I do have a structure going on where on loop.init I restart every loop that needs to be restarted because I run this on lax layer. So if game status.ingame, right, then we just want to call this. I think it's as simple as that. So with no targets, of course, and it should work. Now on game.start, I forgot something very crucial about the loop. I'm gonna review it in a second. On game.start, I should start a bunch of loops over there. It's mostly stuff like this, so I'm just gonna start it here. It's gonna be fine. This is some sort of non-visual coding stuff I just saw. This is Milomod. It enables me to like read code. It's pretty useful. It's currently not available, I think, for public use. Just buddies with Milo, so you know, in an effort of nepotism, he gave it to me to test it on stream. Okay, so let's get back to it. Yes, the crucial thing, and this is, you know, if you guys code games, which I assume you do, you're watching a guy code a game. Code games on Diamondfire, I should say. That's a very crucial thing I want you to keep in mind. You want to avoid loops running at the same time if they're not supposed to be running at the same time, right? If you have like a faulty lax layer restart or something, you know, if there's a double trigger that's not supposed to happen, but it happens in a buggy situation anyway, right? The way you check if you've got multiple processes running at the same time is you do plot data tasks, right? And this gives you like every single process that's currently running. Okay? So how do you avoid having two of the same loop running at the same time? I'm going to show you the method that you want to use. The method that you want to use loop IDs. So that's the one here. Instead of doing a repeat forever, you define a loop ID. So you don't need to like define it explicitly. You can just use variables here. I just use this because it's like easier to copy from a loop to the other. And here you increment that ID every time you run the loop, and you copy it here. Basically, what this means is that if there's two loops that run at the same time, one loop is going to have the line variable be set to 1, and the other one is going to be set to 2, right? Except the global one can only be set to 1 and the other. So in one case, it's not going to be equal here, and the loop's going to stop. So this is like a self-protection system to avoid having double loops running at the same time. Anyway, all this to say, I'm going to copy this. I'll just like copy the variables here. It's gonna be fine. So the nested variable part is not important, but I do recommend doing it if you plan on using like multiple loops, right? Okay, log.code dot. Did I not? Yeah, spectators. Whoa, just had a bit of an issue here. Okay, you do this and you do repeat while equals. And for this, you do loop id dot spectators, we'll call it. And this makes it so there's never two spectator loops running at the same time. And that's done. That's completely done. One last thing that we need to add is to check if the game status, I call it in-game, didn't I? I think I put the value somewhere in the loops. So yes, game status equals to in-game. So if it's not equal to in-game, then let's just return. End, more appropriate here. And that's your final loop, hopefully. So let's give it a shot. Now, game status here is in-game. Right, so the reason it didn't work here is because GN was still in the game. Okay, hold on. Join. Yes. So the reason it didn't work here is because GN was still in the game, so the plot didn't recompile when I added stuff at the beginning here. Anyway, let's give it a shot. Hopefully it works. Alright, so if I commit suicide immediately, yeah, you can see we got an action bar. It's not too visible because I've got low GUI size. I'm gonna keep it low because I think it looks better that way. But if I augment it, you can see the action bar thing here. So we'll add like stuff around it to you know, highlight it more, I guess. But I think this is good. It's a good base. Sloins. We are so calling them sloins. Anyway, and the goal is that you're going to be able to spend these in this menu here. It feels so awkward playing with such a big GUI scale. Okay. The goal is that you'll be able to like spend them here. We got working heckle points, slot points, whatever we want to call them. So that's good. Since we're not going to be refreshing the amount of points when the GUI is open, I think it's kind of delicate, right? I don't think there is a way. If like there's any better coders than me in the chat, I don't think there's any way to like detect that a player is hovering over an item, right? If there was, we could do something. Well, thank you. Like you can detect clicks, but yeah, there's no way, right? So, basically, this makes it so we're obligated to, yeah. This makes it so we're obligated to like have the slot point amount fixed on a GUI. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's go back to GUI.heckles, which is the function that we call to like summon every heckle on the screen, you know? I think we do want to like give this a cool title. The way we give this a cool title, I think, is we. I'm trying to think about the way I want to do like number representation. Okay, so one thing I want to do, because I'm going to reuse it, right? I want to take this out and take this out. And I want to make it a function, right? So utility.superscript. Output as the variable, input as a string, right? Utility.superscript. So this takes out number and it takes in not this, but this to automatically convert it into a string. Right. Now you iterate on every single one of these. That's good. You set output to input. And you want to replace output instead of number. And that should like superscript everything. Okay. So this is already better, right? This is how you make functions, by the way, that have outputs. Because I don't think it's like very well documented that you can use a variable type like this. That's how you do it. Yes. So the reason it kind of blows my mind that it's not documented. Because like it's so useful. Otherwise, you end up like defining local variables to like transfer from the function. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. You could just do that. It's just really cool. It's really cool, but at the same time, I wish it was like, you know, properly indicated that this is how you do like results in functions. I don't know where I'm going, by the way. Shit. Yes, what was I doing? GUI.heckles. We do want to set the end game is to set the inventory name, right? So inv name, we'll call it. Inv name needs to be passed from something. This specific something, I think it's going to be like white with a black shadow. Heckles. Right, we'll reset from there. We do want to do some space shenanigans because what I want to do is and this is going to be a nightmare, by the way, but what I want to do is I want to make it so the slot point count is to the right of the GUI and the heckles text is to the left of the GUI. We'll see how we do that. Um, so we'll just like insert a space variable here that will define space for now to like make it work, and we'll work on that later. I do think I want to like import a measuring function at some point. We'll see how we do it. We might not even need that because we use superscript stuff, but it would be kind of janky. I'm not too sure what I want to do. We'll see later. So once we have this, I think we want to re-employ the color code for the scores, which I completely forgot what it was. All right, 27CCCC. That's the one. Okay, that was simple. Right. We want to define number here. It's actually not reset, by the way. So we want to keep the shadow, I think. Which, if the shadow is prioritized, we put it before everything else. And then we want to set it to white again. And then use the particle thing. So sprite particles. Trial omen? Is that what it was called? The earthquake. Oh my boy. Hello. Good to see you. Trial omen. Is that what it was called? Fucking first try. All right. Right, I think this works. It should work. So we do full. We actually only need to do dynamic. I think we need to do full actually because sprite might be full. I'm not sure. So two things we need to define here. We need to define space, which we'll just define as a space character here for now, but we'll define it as like the space thing later. And then we want to define number. So how do we define number? The way we define number is with our function utility.superscript using %default what was it? Game.slot points. I hope that's how I call it. Yep, that's how I call it. Before I forget it, let me actually add the tiny bit of documentation to this thing. So I think this is exactly what I need. Just need to change this. Handles, spectators, and slop points. Cool. Okay, let's get back to this. GUI.heckles. So ideally, this should do our inventory name. I forgot it ended like that. All right, fuck it. I'm putting on the earthquake. This should work. Let's give it a shot. Hidden item sucks. Okay. It works. Okay, so it doesn't update yet. It's also not too readable. Do I like it like that? I don't think it's too readable, which is not really my cup of tea. What modifier I suggested. It's mostly my execution of it that I find is maybe leaves the desired. Like the principle of it is good. It's just that I don't really know how I feel about the execution of it. Yeah, I think I might have to go with like a lighter tone for this, right? Because it's not too readable, I feel. Like this. White might just be the way. Same for the bottom of the screen, by the way. I'm scared of it not being readable, mainly. Anyway. I also don't know how I feel about the death count thing not updating, like the title of it not updating, you know, when the count itself is actually updating. I feel like it kind of gives the impression that you're not receiving any death points when you're bringing up the GUI, which is not really something that I want to do. So I don't know how I feel about it. In any case, let's try and prove this, right? So if we don't need the color for this, then we don't need the color for anything, I think. Because it's still going to be white here. Well, you know, it's going to be white in code, but the sprite itself is blue. So let's give this a shot. Holy! That's a lot. Good luck, mate. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm going off. Oh, it's raining lucky blocks. Okay. It's not the best, but it's already better. I wonder if I should make it bold. It's already bold, isn't it? I forgot to make it bold, that's why! Oh my god. Okay. I completely forgot to make it bold. That's why it's less readable. This should be more readable. Let's not like retest it right now. Let's how do you want to do this actually? We want to do the formatting thing. So format item is the function we used last night to like format, not last night, what the fuck, last stream, to format the bundle item, right? Bundle contents is my list of items here. What I want to do is I want to use the utility function here. And the target percentage is, if I'm not mistaken, points held here. It's probably a bit useless, but we'll keep it like that. Percent default game dot slot points. Is that the fucking Eiffel Tower? Over there. It's over there. Okay. Points held. Oh, I already called them spectator points. Well, too bad. So slot points is the way. And you want to define slot points. You want to define points held, actually, sorry, by heckle.percentvar heckle.pointRec. So let's try and do this, right? You want to do %math, %var points held times 100 because the percentage is out of 100 in the function, divided by %var heckle.%var heckle.pointRec. And I think this should work to like be a percentage kind of thing, right? Hopefully. I reckon this should work. All right. We'll test it. We'll have a look. I don't know if this is going to be a long stream. Kind of tired. Holy. Might just do the spectator stuff and then dip. All right. So, not very surprising. This is slow to fill up, but I do think it fills up. So, as I recall, refill chest was 50, so let's wait for 25, and for 25 it's in the middle, then we succeeded. Alright, so the function works, which is good. What's a bit frustrating here is the fact that I can't like update it live. I would love to like have this bar visually you know, fill in. It's just that it's if I like set this item here, right? When I have my it doesn't seem important right now. But if I set it like every second or something, then what happens is I end up having I end up like taking the player out of the bundle selection thing, which is always a bit awkward. Anyway, this should be full now. Yes. Okay, so this is like when it's ready, you know. I think it's good. And it does say activate, which is cool. So it doesn't degrease it yet, but we'll make it do the effect at some point. For the generosity here, it's empty because it's supposed to be a player selector thing. I don't think I want to make it be like generosity here. Like maybe generosity in the long run is not going to be a player selector thing. But for now it was the one I used to like test. So I don't know. It's good that it works as intended though. I'm having a bit of a headache about how I want to do this. Here's one thing we decided last stream though. So right now generosity of course fails because there's no item. Sorry, there's no like player online. So what was that function item? Format item? Yeah. It's heckle.format. Heckle.format item. The way we want this to work. So what the fuck? Stack size spread? Yeah, this is useless now, right? Because we do all of that computation inside the utility function. Right, I do think it's useless. Okay, so what I wanted to add, and actually I should have prepared those heads, that would have been fun, but wanted to add the GUI stuff, right? Essentially pick out the heads, then I'm going to do a quick break, come back and finish up this system. There we go. All right, I was kind of losing hope here, but yes, these are the ones. I wanted to use these in the GUI. Next page and last page. Bundles row by 4 by default. So if you do this, right? If you have these as like the 4 first ones, like this, right? You have to have this like previous page, this for next page. Bundles have like a max of 12 items shown on screen. before they do like the plus thing garbage. So we can only show 8 players on screen and have these to have like the navigation, right? Fucking GUI and the bundles. Yes, we are. That's the cool idea behind all of this. That's what we're going to do in a tiny bit. So I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to cook all of this in a little bit. Okay. All right. I see you guys in a tiny bit. Hold on. I'll let the music play, of course. And we're back. All right. It's time to fucking cook. What the fuck? Oh, we're skipping that. Oh my god. GN, you would not have liked to see what the fuck was on the stream at this moment. Alright. Let's get back to it. What the fuck? Oh, it's just a blank one. Oh, I see. Yeah, I kind of like it with the outline. I can't lie. I think this looks quite nice. Let's actually look at some more GUI stuff, right? Let's just collect heads that we think look good. It's not here, not here, not here, not here. Don't see any. I think it's going to be later. There are some good ones here. I wish we could have that in the gray format. So that's probably like a head we need to do for later, right? All the head making I'm going to do off stream because I think it's a bit boring. The home icon looks good, but I don't think we can use it anywhere. These are the ones we're using already. This looks good, but same deal. And that's it. Okay, so not much. These are pretty good. We're gonna use this. I think it's gonna be good. Maybe we'll like customize it. I don't know. We'll see how we want to do it. This does look good, but you know, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it somewhere. I don't know who gave this to me. Oh yeah, from GN. Okay. So I think the way we want to define this, right, is actually maybe generic because we might use these elsewhere, right? So let's do const.bundle GUI dot previous, right? First, last, next. Now, I don't know about you guys. This feels more like last, and this feels more like first, right? So we'll just do that instead. It's gonna be fine. Now, how do we want to actually do this? You want it to only be the name, right? Because the description doesn't appear in a bundle. So what you do, I think, is you just do previous. You want to do the right-click sprite. What is the right-click sprite? The right-click sprite, oh yeah, let's actually make this white also. Where did I put it? I think I put it in format icon. Yes, sprite, Minecraft GUI, toast, right click. Sprite, GUI, right click. What? Am I drunk? Post, right click, that's the one. Right, so this is a good right click icon in my opinion. So GUI, toast, right click. So I think this is gonna look good, right? What happens if you make this bold? Is this better or worse? Changes absolutely nothing. Okay, whatever. Odd. So, call this first. Yeah, that's very sad. I've got to call it page. Okay, last page. And then next page. That's good. Now, do we... No, yeah, no. This is fine. This is completely fine. Now, you also maybe want to do this. Tag set bundle. Call this type page, right? Now you can only be sure of a page here of it being 1, right? Because it's the first page. The other ones have to be dynamic, I think. So previous page goes here, first page goes here, last page goes here, and the next page goes here. Trust the vision, by the way. I think this is gonna look okay-ish. Hopefully. Also, I'm trying to think. Like, do we want to like gray these out if you can't access the page in a way? I'm kind of wondering. Do we have like solid color heads, or do they all do the shade thing? I think they all do the shade thing. We do have this one. But I don't think it's the same shade. I mean, we made it. Yeah, it felt so. It's completely alright, to be fair. I think what we'll do is we'll just like take some time off screen to like make the heads actually look good. But for now, let's just use these ones. It's completely fine. Did I generate these all at once? I hope I did. No, I didn't, of course. So, previous, next, last, first. Complete disorder, but you know, it's completely fine. Okay, so let's go back to our format thing. If the target is player, right? You have the whole player list going on here. Kind of thinking. Think a little bit here. Right. Let's call all of these like page 1 to 4, right? That feels reasonable. Maybe this needs to be like an actual function. So, okay, that's the problem you often run into when you want to soft code things, right? Because I know that I want to reuse this bundle GUI system somewhere later. But I would also have much more trouble making it soft-coded right off the bat. So what I think is best here is that I code it just for the system for now, and later I try and make a soft-coded system that takes in my next scenario and this one, and that way it's going to be a better soft-coded system. I don't know if that made any sense at all. I hope it did, but yeah. I think the way you want to do this, right, is you want to set bundle contents to be these 4 things right off the bat. And then So in what order do you want it? Previous first and next at last. Yeah. Now, what we also want is you want to set a tag to all of these, right? Which would be context? Just to like indicate that you're clicking on a actually maybe that's not even necessary. Huh. Maybe it's not necessary. Right. So we do need a page thing here. Like what page of the bundle do we generate, right? That's not how you take it a variable. Here's how. Okay, I'm kind of overcomplicating this for like absolutely nothing. These should not be numbers. They're magic numbers. That's not how you want to do this. So page, previous, next, first, last. This is previous. This is next. This is first, and this is last. Same here. Previous, first, last, next. You want to set the pages of all of these except for the first one, actually. Fuck. I think you actually just like set this one, right? Okay, maybe you set it anyway, just like for consistency's sake. Fuck. It's a bit stupid here. I want to softcode this already. That's the fucking nightmare of it. Fuck. You know what? Only have one life. Let's softcode it. Yeah. But we'll simply already start softcoding it. I think it's fine. Bundle header. Okay, const.bundle header is going to be defined in generic.init. It's going to be defined here, over there, and it's going to be defined as previous, first, last, next. Shit. Format. Over there. And we'll simply repeat in every single like page thing. And here's how we'll do it. Page dot previous, first, last, next. We'll define the formulas beforehand. So first is always going to be 1. Last is going to be the list length of the whole fucking thing. So for now, let's just set it to 1. No, that's not the right way to do it. Hold on. element counts, right? You want to grab the list length of the players. And you want to divide that by 8, which is the amount of elements that we can define on a page. You want to round that up, right? Yeah. Page counts is the right name for this. Let's keep the element count. It might be useful. Right, so page count is what you want. So page first is 1. Page last is obviously page count. Page next. So both of these are going to be clamped. They're going to be clamped between 1 and page count, right? And they're going to be defined relatively to page. Right. Now we have the formulas ready for the page count stuff. Meaning we can finally set the items, which are going to be set item tag. Oh, fucking Christ. This is why you should never code at 1 in the morning. Const.bundle GUI dot set var ID. And you set page.percent_var ID. I'm using nested var here. Nested vars, sorry. Setting the page argument to this. And then you append this to the bundle items. Where is it? Over there. The bundle contents. And I think that works for like the header stuff, right? It doesn't like actually append any of the items yet, but you know. How are we going to actually do that, right? I think this is how you just need to like trim. So there, this is trimming. Elements. Trim this from, and this is the big one. Page minus 1 times 8 plus 1 to page times 8. And I'm pretty sure that this works. Yep, because like if page is at 1, this goes from 1 to 8. If page is at 2, this goes from 9 to 16. So that works. And that's your elements. And once that works, you just append this to the bundle content. And hopefully we should be completely good to go. Oh, I guess it does break if there's like no players on, but that shouldn't happen ever, so it should be completely fine. Okay, let's commit suicide. In game, of course, in game. Okay, so they do get renamed, sorry, which is not what I want. But that's fine. It does get filled up really quick. That's because of the heckle thing, so, you know, that's fine. Now, what's cool is that we can actually refresh the item when we, like, change pages, right? But yeah, I feel like this is good. Right? Let's go back on the format item. Format item thing. So we repeat on each item here, right? I think we want to exclude page stuff by doing this. So by doing it like this, you end up, yeah, should be self-explanatory. I think it works. So the page stuff works, but this says you don't have enough spectator points, which, by the way, they're not spectator points anymore. They're called slot points now. I'm so changing that to like never mention slot points ever. Oh my god, bro. I'm really like wondering how we're even going to like make this work, I guess. That makes sense. Like I really see it with the bar filling in, if that makes sense. That would be great. But if we have like no way to actually detect when it's filling in, then detect when the player's like hovering over it, that's just like bad. That's just bad practice. Yep. Not sure what to do here. Like, this is cool, and it's going to be cool with like the player stuff, right? I'm really not sure. Also, about these, right? The empty slots in there. I eventually wanted to make it so these would be like options for the spectator thing. Anyway, I'm like we're beginning to see like the cool part of the bundle thing, and also the bad part because it could be cool, the progress bar thing, but the fact that it can't like dynamically change while you're hovering over it is very frustrating. I'm trying to think about like what solutions could there be. I don't think there's a way to like change the bar. Like you can't like make the player do anything here. You can't make the player like put an item on a ugly famous bar. Fuck yeah, it's kind of blowing my brains out. I'm sure there's like a way to make this work, but I'm really struggling on seeing how. It's like most often than not, what you would do, right? If you want to like queue stuff, is that you would like this would cost 50, right? Okay, now let's actually put the example on the player one. You have like a TNT thing, it would cost 50. You would have like 45 points, and you would like hover over the player to be ready to deliver it. as soon as you're at 50. But if it updates every time, right, then you're cooked because you need. It's so fucking stupid. That's the frustrating part. Like this is such a cool way to like navigate, but the fact that I can't like change it makes it very frustrating. I don't know. It's a bit odd. Trying to overthink it. But I don't think there's like a way to make it work too well. Like as long as the progress is dynamic. There is one fix, which is to make it so the heckles don't go up when you look in the menu, but there's no good like reason for that. Because it would just like penalize people that are curious about the heckles that exist. You could have some sort of system where like in the title of this, it's a bit janky. In the title of this, you have like a plus X skulls that shows up, but that's like empty. Well, no, not empty. Sorry, but it's like it's on the side and it's not like added to the main count yet, even though you actually have it to like signify that you have it, but it's not like displayed yet. If that makes sense. Oh, I don't know what to think of that. Oh yeah, the ball is going back. Yeah, I think I'm overthinking it. Would be cool to figure out a solution though. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have the brain power for this. Maybe so I do think I'm gonna do a stream like tomorrow. So I think I can leave myself like tomorrow to like figure out a solution. But I like that I'm focusing on this though, because this is like one of the more important systems to make the game work, right? Yeah, okay. I'm not too sure what I want to do. It's a bit of a standstill here. Just want to like fuck off and encode some irrelevant system. Yeah, it felt like I'm attached to this bundle system because I think it's really cool in concept. I'm sure that it could work, but I need to like figure out how I want to do it. Yeah. Yeah, true, true, true. Like just like this, right? Just looking at this, in my opinion, is really cool. And also, I had an idea of like doing achievements later on, based on the bundle system. by having the stat achievements be regrouped into like a same bundle. You know, like kills would be certain medals that are after one another. There's some potential. I just need to figure out like it would be way more practical for achievements because the progress bar is static, so you have none of that concern. Honestly, like it's not even that bad that it's static, right? Like it's completely fine. It's just that it's a like it's a weird visual bug, I guess. And it would refresh when you switch pages, so it's completely fine. All that I would want is for a way to like, well, okay, you can't like update the bot. You can't say all that I would want, and it's like the main problem. Anyway, you see the vision. You see why it's a bit of a hassle. But this is the system I want to like figure out because I think it looks really really fucking cool. And also, I wonder how this technology would turn out using resource packs. There's probably like some really dope stuff to do here. Items and directions are really great on paper, but hard to implement. Yeah, yep. The thing is, like, yeah, it's all about it not being static. If it was completely static, then you would be fine. There is like one way to make it work better, and it's to make it so. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, how do you make it so you can't obtain death points while the GUI is open, but you don't make it so it's like too hard to obtain? I think what you do is you make an active way for the spectators to obtain the slot points. In that case, maybe you have like some sort of like floating orbs that give you 10 of them or something. Basically, you just make like the process active. Oh, you even noticed them. You make the process active, and by making the process active, automatically you end up making it so that the bars are like not going to update while the GUI is up. I think this is how you want to do it. Also, what the fuck? I didn't even notice all of this. This is really cool. I was too locked in. That's really nice. Um, yeah, I think this is the way, right? Like the only way we make this a viable system is if we make the slot points be obtained dynamically, either by like collecting them in the air or like collecting them in the air does sound like kind of fun, but you would have to like find certain spots and like hide them from the players and whatnot via clicker thingy. Clicker thingy. You do have a point, but also I don't know if I want to make it like a clicker aspect. I think moving around is like more comfortable for players than clicking, if that makes sense. I feel like spam clicking is like, yeah. Because like spam clicking is just like you stand in the fucking corner of your room. You're like, you know what I mean? But it's like neuron activation. You have like air things, and you're like, oh, I'm going insane. But you see the vision, right? Okay. In any case, I think this is something we code tomorrow. I'm going to conceptualize it by tomorrow, but I think this is like something that could be ideally coded tomorrow. And also, maybe by tomorrow, I'll figure out what I want to do with all of these. I had the idea, I said this at the beginning of the stream, I don't know why, but yeah, I had the idea of like doing the banner patterns being like modifier toggles. But I think this would be a bit OP. Okay, GM, it's 1 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. And also, if you guys have like ability suggestions for the discs and passive stuff, for the not for these for the smithing templates, then feel free. But yeah, I think I might call it a day for this. And tomorrow we focus on the spectator stuff. I think this is what I want to do. Yeah, this sounds like the right way to go. It's better to like get some rest now and start a better stream tomorrow to like be more locked in, I guess, and have a clear idea of what's going on. I guess we didn't like accomplish that much on this stream, but honestly, it's completely fine. We did a lot of like planning, I guess. That makes sense. So yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be a better stream in terms of content. I am glad though about figuring out a bit of like where I want to go with the slot point stuff. But as you can probably tell, I'm dead tired, so I'm not going to accomplish too much. So yeah, sorry for for dragging the stream on. It's probably been like 2 hours of work and 2 hours of not really like it's 2 hours of work and it wasn't really like accomplished work. But yeah, I'm gonna call the stream off for now and uh lock in for tomorrow. Hopefully try and finish up the dev stuff. And I think by tomorrow what could be cool is I'm going to probably set up some basis for other heckles so that we may like code them, and I think it would be fun. I'm gonna miss you too, Evil Cologne. I'm just going to bed. It's fine. It sounds like a fucking like emo movie sequence. I'm going to bed. It's fine. Oh, yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone. See you. See you tomorrow. I promise I'll be there tomorrow. It's fine. See you.